juice, but his real passion is for cider.
Off to work we go.
As Irene doesn't have much faith in Dennis's allotment whisky, she's brought Andy with her today to learn how they can make homemade cider.
Oh, these ones?
Yeah, we've got a few cider trees here. The first one there is one called Tom Putt. And as you can see, there's a few of them on the ground, and that's usually the good indication that they're getting kind of ripe. And when they're ripe, obviously, you're going to have plenty of sugars in them, and sugars make alcohol, so you'll have a cider with plenty of alcohol in it, hopefully, at the end of that. Okay. So maybe if you could pick some of the Tom Putts and some of the golden bittersweets, and there might be a couple of more ripe ones down a bit further on the line as well.
Okay.
It's not the quantity.
Every pint of cider you want about 2 pounds of apples.
Right.
So that's a fairly easy way to convert.
Okay.
Apples picked, it's time to make the cider, which is a very straightforward process. Firstly, the apples have to be pulped. And if you're doing this at home using a food processor, make sure you don't mince the fruit too finely.
So what I'm doing now is I'm making a cheese, as it's called, and we're literally just making a little square of pulp. And as you'll see now, we'll just fold it over in a second.
Once the apples are pulped, they need to be wrapped in cheesecloth and pressed to extract the juice. When Con has 4 layers of apple pulp, he simply applies pressure and the juice flows. There's no need to add yeast, as this cider is made with the wild yeasts that are in the air.
So this is some cider that I made I started making about a week ago, so it's fermenting now at the moment.
Right.
And on the top here we have an airlock, and that's to stop any insects or anything else getting in there to it, so it keeps it nice and clean inside, and the carbon dioxide in there helps preserve the cider as well. And if you see every now and then it'll give off a little bit of carbon dioxide, that's just the activity of the yeast. So once it stopped bubbling, you know that the fermentation is practically finished, and you can taste it then as well, and that will tell you it'll have a dry taste, which will tell you there's no sugar left and that it won't ferment any further.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Are you having some?
I will.
Cider is best when it's left to mature for a couple of months. So anything made now will be perfect for Christmas.